Well, good afternoon. It's VindaCator here. Wow, that was loud. I was playing something else. I didn't check. Anyways, busy here as always. So it's VindaCator from iPlayMore.com. Quick reminder to subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. See if I can turn that down just a little bit more. It's so hard to do. All right. So make sure you go to iPlayMore.com, sign up for our video game test of Thunder. So I'm the game designer developer for a game called Thunder. Producer, I guess I'm doing all kinds of things. And this is where our game takes place, in the Milky Way galaxy. I might know a few people that live there. You might too. But if we're here where the sun is, the game's taking place over here on the in the Stellar Jewel Box Nebula. It's a place where a lot of stars are created. NGC 3603 is what NASA calls it. And this is one of the most beautiful NASA shots. I just love this. And this just kept coming up, and I just thought, man, that's where our game's going to take place. So I put a little planet there, Planet Nebulos Prime. Talked to JPL, and they told us that if we want to have rings around their planet, they should be spiral. And so that's kind of the way Maria translated that. And then you can start to see the map coming into place here. And then here's the map. So just still a mock-up. So basically what we did is we took our level layouts and we took our concept art and kind of put them together just to kind of give us an idea. So everything's subject to change. It's still very early stage, but you can see Bear looks a lot more developed, and that's because that's coming from here. And this was done by a professional map maker. Now this was done way before we started doing the game. This was kind of in between where we did our first prototype and then we started designing the second game. This was done in between. And I kind of had a feeling that it was very large. And then this is what we're working on now, so it's kind of the future of that. And you can see, so here's the Kin Castle, the Brood Fortress. You can see we're only using this one small area. Now I say small. Henrique went and put the pit in that we designed for the single-player prototype into this multiplayer prototype. And we came to the conclusion that this is more than 150% bigger, which is very strange to me because I've been running around in this and I just had a feeling like it was smaller. You know, I'm putting in less vegetation, there's less room to add things in. So I don't really understand that. And today I was able to put in all the audio for all of the water. So the lake and the river, audio for the lava, audio wind on top of the mountain, audio for all of the let me just think, there's 8 shrines, so all the audio's in for that. I'm missing, I put audio on this volcano, which is a long ways away, but just because I was working on it. And I know I did something else too. Anyways, so some concept art. So this is where we're going to go to next is Forever. And these are the gates. And then we moved everything over to Eternal, which is the next arena. And did up some concept art for that. For the castle, for the fortress, for the central fountain. A few weeks ago, Henrique worked on the crowns. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about something in a bit, but we'll come back to this. So this is for our role-playing by rank system. And so new players won't have this. This is something you got to earn your crown, and which is a good thing because they're going to be a lot more invisible if you're a new player. And then as you become more experienced, you'll be a lot more visible. So you know when you're looking at the enemy and they put the little arrow over the head, well, we're going to forgo the little arrow, and everybody's going to have a unique crown depending on the role that they're playing. So you'll know, like this is the king's crown, so you'll know when the guy is, you know, the top guy that you want to get. Just some shots. So Henrik has really figured this out, making these jewels look fantastic, realistic, letting the light capture them and stuff like that. So I thought I'd leave that in for another week and show that again. It's just so gorgeous. Now the reason that we did the crown is for our pitch document, people's names are on the items that they purchased even after they sell them. So it's kind of a legacy, and so that's kind of what this is about. And I've been playing some Dirty Bomb. You can see we lost first place, and Dirty Bomb goes so fast. They show the scores so fast because they show 3 different scores, right? But you can see that one going off the screen there. First place, and we lost. First place, and we lost. Lots of that, eh? Second place, and we won. See, I just needed a really good guy to kick some butt. First place, and we won. And then playing some Quake Champions. And I'm really liking playing that because it reminds me of why we're making the game that we're making. There's a lot of things in here. One of the things that drives me crazy is that you cannot fight backwards. Well, you can, but you're always stuck in some corner. They've brushed everything to make the player get stuck in every little place, and I just absolutely hate that. So I love our open world where you're not stuck on every little nook and cranny and getting blasted away. But anyways, first place there. Our team, it was a close game. Second place here, and then that's the score. So we really kicked some butt that time. Great team. Really great team. They had a couple weak guys over here. And first place, that's me. And I'm not opening any cases, so I actually look like a low level because I haven't updated anything. So I'm going to do an unboxing on this and reveal some of the stuff I've been getting. And first place, nope. Second place here. 27 is obviously first place, but we still kick some butt there. And this is the cactus. Now I wanted to talk about this. So what we've done is all of the flowers now are collectible. They're going to pop up. And so Henrique, I've put the cactus in without flowers, and Henrique's put in the sockets and then adjusted the sockets so that all these flowers will spawn randomly on the cactus, and you can collect them. And you can see there's different types on different types of cactus. These two I had to put on a page by themselves so they would fit. So there we go. Oh, and 2 more. And so then that led us to doing the game design document for collectibles. So, of course, I'm just showing the first page, but these things are mighty long because they have all the cactus, all of our flowers, all of our mushrooms, and raw elements, which is something I haven't been showing at all, was totally undeveloped, and now it's developed. Now this has been going really well. This is a document I did for the guys talking about the kind of this is saying mini map, but really it's the maxi map. I've always had a dream of having on my main screen the game, and on my second screen the map of the game. So it would be a maxi map, full screen map. And so we're working on that right now. Mohammed has done a fantastic job of not only doing kind of a Skyrim-esque, but a mod of Skyrim. So it's even better than what Skyrim is showing. And so here is the lagger. So this is these are races that will be NPCs in our game. And so Luciano's doing this. He's been a very busy guy, but at least he got to this. And so that is our prince. And so my idea was to give him a little bit more hair, make him a little more like a rock star. And then this is the prince and his sister. Very rough first drafts, but they look really incredible. So you're going to be getting missions from these guys, quests from these guys, and they're going to be wandering around in certain areas of the game. And then, so down the list is our role-playing by rank, and you can see why we got the crown done for that as well. And then I did this image up, kind of Suiel the Brood versus Tally the Kin. Give us a little bit of an action image, the lightning strike there. And then this is the latest thing I've done, and I'm pretty much done this. I want to spend a little bit more time on it. And I got to tell you, in all honesty, I was absolutely terrified when I started putting everything, because this has everything in it. This is every feature that I've ever designed. and not a lot of description, but just a little tiny bit that explains what things are and the types of levels that we're going to get done and the stage we're going to get done. And the reason I was terrified is there's way too much for one game. And I was totally blown away until I sat down and went, oh, let's spread this out. So I started putting in game number 2, and I thought, okay, game number 3. All right. So a lot of things that I've been even stating in this broadcast would be in game number 2 is actually in game number 3, and things in game number 1 that I thought, oh, how are we gonna get to that? You know, it's gonna take a long time. We got lots to do. Well, that's all gonna go into game number 2. So now everything makes sense. It flows very well. And this is actually flipped from being terrified to being Here's what I'm trying to say. Whenever any other of our competition come out with a game, they try to focus on 5 features, and then, obviously there's a lot more to the game than five things, but 5 main elements that they try to focus around. Then they wipe the slate clean and start all over again. And you know what? 10 years ago, that was a great idea because technology moves so fast. But I believe, and this is my belief, that we can design a game beyond that. So what I'm saying is we can make game number 1 and then continue on those assets for game number 2. And I've always wondered, why do people not do that? Why do they recreate every single thing from the design and they go, oh, well, this is our game. Here's our brand. But this time we're going to do this. Or this time we're going to add zombies into it or whatever. And it's always, the idea of the month club. And it really, I don't know. Honestly, I don't like that. I think what we're doing here is much better and much more highly evolved. And it's going to take a while for people to get it. But when you get it, when you jump into this game and go, holy crap, man. The second game is like the first game. It's got everything, except it's got all these other new things. Well, it's all been designed and developed. And I've always said that the game was over-designed, which means I've spent a lot of time in the design process. But now I'm coming back to it going, now it makes sense. So anyways, this game, this roadmap, and I've always thought, I've heard about roadmaps, but I've never actually created one. But now it makes total sense what we're doing and the order we have to develop. So this is something requested by the lead programmer. I'm so glad because now it lays everything out for us. And I'm going to stop there because I could go on and on about that. Anyways, make sure you hang out in our Discord. You can earn mana, which is a real currency. You can earn it by watching this stream on Twitch, and you can earn it by hanging out and being active in Discord. So there we go. And just make sure you go to iPlayMore.com and sign up for a video game test. So let's... I'm pushing the wrong button. All right, let's turn on my... And I didn't stream last week. Things were very broken. And that's going to happen a little bit more and more as we go along. All right. Just going to join the kin here. Now I got some audio in. You can hear a little bit of wind here. I got the river audio in. I got the shrine audio in. Not working. We just discovered that a lot of that stuff, single player audio stuff, was so I guess the other thing I need to say is we have gone through and wiped out all of our single player assets, simplified everything, updated all of our assets, and that's what you're looking at here now, which is good for people joining us. A lot less of a download for them, that kind of thing. You can hear the water in here now. So I'm just going to mention some things. So this ring has an audio that has to happen. That device is coming into the screen. Got to fix that. Oh, we got the message. I don't know why that's so inconsistent.
Prince of Thunder.
Uh-oh. I missed. All right. So I got 3 thrown strikes. Just gonna whip through the path here. So I got lots of the vegetation in now. Just gonna slow down. The grass isn't in yet. That's coming up. So there we go. So I got the devices here and spread out a little bit more. They were kind of hitting each other before. So that's the agony, the rapid impact that I'm holding in my hands. That's the Wolverine. That is the Stingray, the Hog, the H2O, which is like a water gun on one side and ice on the other. And then these are the rare. So that's the Oculus. And that's the Prismatic Resonator, or PR or PRES. PRES, I think, is what we'll just call it. It's trying to have a cool name. We don't have the pickup sounds working. They work in single player, but not in multiplayer. So, and I guess there's another thing I should say now. We've got a lead programmer, so we are constructing. Actually, this is really, really exciting. If you don't take anything out of this stream, other than what I'm about to say here, this is the most important thing. And that's, I was playing Crisis 2, and in Crisis 2, it didn't matter what your ping was. It was like playing a single-player game, and I never knew what that was. And I've asked a whole bunch of programmers, what is that? And nobody could give me a straight answer, because they didn't know, that's why. And so I asked Mike, our new lead programmer, why? And he's like, oh, well, it's predictive programming. I'm like, okay, what's that? And he says, well, you know, instead of the game lagging to verify, so when I fire this shot, it might not fire right away because I'm lagging. It's going to take some time to fire that shot. And it plays just like it's a single-player game. Now, when you're playing a really fast-paced game, there can be some errors with it, but I've designed this game not to be like that. We've got a lot of shields. You can battle, you can level things up. So that's very cool. And, right. That is right. All right, so here's the fountain. Henrique's made this a little bigger. Oh, do we have some bumpy bumps here? We do. Fix those. Note self. So I've got 3 thrown strikes, so if I jump in here, it's going to take 2, and I'm going to have a stronghold. Now, what does that mean? That means that only my team now can level up energy, and we can carry more energy. So that's the very middle of the game, and that's where the game begins to pivot. And then I got all this done as well. So these are the seams where the river hits the lake, and they're just really obvious. But now they're not. Oh, I'm in a little gully there. So I've left the level really rough and then smooth the paths a little bit. And I do like the fact that things are just not really seen until you come up on them. So we got the sounds here, but this is not filling up shields yet. Hi, Henrique. The chest is going to open up your inventory. And I got to say, oh, I got some fixing to do right here. I think I've ran that enough times that I would know. Anyways, what was I saying? Okay, let's keep going. A little late, but here I am. So got the audio in here. The boiling lava. Let's go up on the volcano. Hey, that's sharp there too. Man, every time I turn around, there's more sharpness, and I think I'm kind of overdoing it. It doesn't really matter much. And it's nice this time because all that audio was done in the single player prototype. So I just brought it in. You know, some things had to change. There is a bug. Oh yeah, I got the audio on this too. That's what I got. I knew I forgot something. All right, so let's capture this throne. For some reason, I can't just walk up on there. I know I can on the kin side, so. Oh! Henrik, you're here, so let's just show you this little issue here.
The kin. King of Dominations.
So I've captured both thrones. Now, this is a multiplayer game. I'm here by myself. All right. So, Henrique, take a look at the thinnest part where the texture's flowing right in the middle of my screen there of the thing. Now, look when I look at the water here. You see that blurring that's happening? That's hard to see. All right. So I'm holding shift and I'm running. And you're going to see those little delays. That's because... oh, did I see more bumpies there? Yeah. Look at that right now. Right there! That seems to be my life right now. Thinning out the bumpy bumps. It's so weird that this is 150% bigger because it does not seem like that. I don't know. Everything's working there. Oh, got to get that chest under the ground. I always watch the video later and I'm like, oh yeah. Because otherwise I'll just forget. All right, so all I gotta do is touch this throne. Help if I could get over the wall. That's probably the worst I've ever done. Just touch it. And we have an empire. Now, I'm not going to show this, but if I collect 4 throne strikes and I look down, I've got a HUD. I can create a lightning, a ice, actually, let's do it this way. A lightning, an ice, a storms, or a fire throne. All right. So take a look at this. Here's the thing I'm talking about here. I can just get my... Oh, yeah. See it? You see that? There it is. So if I can just move back and forth. This is so much easier than trying to take a screenshot of it. You see how that blurs over top? And so it's doing that over the water and the bridge. I don't know what exactly that is. I don't think I've ever noticed that before, but I'm not exactly sure what that is. Anyways, so when you place those thrones, what does that allow you to do? Well, that allows you to do this. You see? Now, this is just very early stage. You can see I'm firing. This is a UE thing. Oh, okay. I think it's just some sort of of effect or something. Oh, okay. So what's going to happen? You're going to place those thrones. It's going to empower your scepter, and then when you fire your device, it's going to automatically fire. If you right-click your device, so you can see, we just go up in the air because it's a little easier to see. So left-click is forward, right-click is backwards. When you right-click, you're actually going to steal throne strikes from somebody. So let's say somebody's got 4. They're coming out here. They're going to place a throne, and you right-click, shoot them. You can actually take one of the throne strikes. They're not going to be able to place a throne. So I haven't talked about that much, but that's one of the elements. All right, let's show you something else here. Now, this is a little bit more down the road, but we do have it working, basically. So if I push G for gesture, you're going to see, so there's Suyao. She's playing as Kin, which is funny because she's actually a brute. And now the camera's locked. I can't zoom in or move or whatever. But I'd like to have the camera a little bit closer and then just kind of pan like this. And when you push G, she's going to do a gesture, which is, wave or whatever. We've got a whole bunch of them. But if I spam it here for you. Now imagine 16 on 16 players here. And imagine these things not all in one big pile like that. So these are gonna, this is just a test. So these are gonna spawn all over the game. It's kind of interesting because they bounce down on me, but I can't pick them up until I jump. So those are the power-ups for the game. You can see that I've got them on the top there. And then if I push my key, my arrow key, my side keys, I can select whichever one I want. So I've got freedom right now, so let's try that. So that's going to be able to fly. Double click. And it's supposed to just work by turning it on. And then if I turn it off again, I'll drop back down to the ground. So that's how you get that beautiful jump and movement and stuff like that, is with this freedom. It's called Freedom Power Up. And the very first one here, this green one, is Notability. That's 5 times damage. The third one here is Notch Up. Turning that on. Yeah, so that increases my, you can see my shields going up. Now on my device there, you can see that little white screen. I just switched devices. You see there's a purple screen there. No screen on that guy. There's a screen there. The top, same there. Same there. Blue one, same there. Oh, we've got to reposition this guy so we can see the screen. A little better. Screen there. So those screens are going to have energy to display. Those will be filling up as well. So that has used all that up. This is very early stage. Okay. And I don't know if this is going to work or not. So you push enter. No, we don't get that working. So that is not with, which makes you invisible. So I think I've basically shown everything. These are the shields. So you can see my red shield there is 54%. I picked this up. Go 68%. So the way the game works is you pick up shields until you're full. And you can pick up shields even after you're full. There's some pep running across there. Oh yeah. I always forget I have a pet plant up there. But you can't pick up energy. So the whole idea is that there's always more energy in the game than shields. And energy is what runs the devices, takes the shields away. Now we have the pit coming in, but it's not in yet. Like I said, we discovered that the size is different and the arrangement of everything is different. Wasn't supposed to be, but that's how it ended up. So we've got a bit more work to do there. So yeah, and I don't have any LODs or calling in yet. So that's going to increase our frame rate. So now I'm just running around with my unpurposed. But I guess it is. That's the wrong sound. I guess I should spend some time figuring out that stuff. I'm just so busy with this development. So you can hear a little bit of wind sound here. Up in the mountains. Oh, there's another one. Oh, it's not too bad. Just trying to get all those little jaggy things out. More concerned about the ones that are obviously not correct. And Phil says he's going to get the ocean in. So you can still say we're on a square, but this is 16 maps to make this puppy up. And we still need to test in multiplayer, make sure we got the sizing right. I think that we probably do. We're going to be close, but we'll find out. This is 150% bigger than our single-player prototype. That's kind of a shock. I didn't think that would happen. We put the castles in at full size. Actually, let's just go look at that for a second. So now, yeah, see, and these are all open. So this is just so easy to get into the wall now. Cover your base. So this is going to be a no recoil or anti-recoil texture, but that's not functioning yet. One of the issues that we're having is that oops, that the game is, oh, let's go up a tower. Help if I can walk. Oh, one of the issues that we're having is that we're working on Unreal version 4.19.3, and the programmer's working on version 4.20.3. So there's a complete version difference, and some of the things like putting in the physics into the water, the darkness into the water, can't be done in this version. I mean, it can be done the old way, but the new way we want to do it, it can't. So, and I think we were same thing with recoil on these. Actually, that works. It's pulling me to the edge and being stopped. So that's cool. So basically, somebody comes up, I'm going to fire and slow them down. So basically, what most games do is they put you into a small, limited, confined area so it's easy to shoot each other. What we do is we give the players complete freedom, and then we allow the player to take that freedom away, and just using the lightning, the fire, the ice. And so somebody's coming up, and you know, so let's say there's 8 guys here defending this castle. They're going to be firing lightning, ice, storms, and fire, and that is going to be slowing down, damaging the enemy. And if we focus, so if we're all using white and dark, I don't see something coming out of that. Anyways, this stuff's not all set up yet. This is just very early stage prototypical stuff. And again, all I'm doing is playing this in the editor. So this isn't a build or anything like that. That'll be coming. We're getting close to being able to test some multiplayer. So that is very exciting. And it's going to be proper multiplayer. And it's like I said, using that predictive... Oops. I didn't know what I had. Using a predictive programming. So this is going to be amazing to play this. And I'm very, very, very happy about that. Something I always wanted but didn't know exactly what it is. The lead programmer also told me that there was a game that he was playing. There's 2 games out there. They were MOBAs. And one he could not play because it had regular programming, which is cheaper to do. And the other one had the predictive programming. He could play that with a poor internet connection. So that is very cool. Let's see, I'm trying to get... Oh, but the sound is wrong. So here's the cactus without the flowers, all in place here. I redid the Stonehenge here. Got the audio working on the shrines. They're not functioning yet. Chests are working. Chests are working in multiplayer. I didn't know that is even different. You've got to have the programming so that the other people can see it as well. This is a crazy bath. I've got time to run paths in my stream. Oh, look at that. More. Right there. All right. What are my thoughts about the Dirty Bomb announcement? You're talking that they're not going to do any more work to it, is what you're talking about, eh? So, personally, I think Dirty Bomb is a very poor version of Quake Wars. The same company made a game called Enemy Territory Quake Wars, which was fantastic. I absolutely loved that game. And the only problem was it had the same problem as Dirty Bomb, which is everybody spent all their time shooting each other, not focused on objectives. And so I find that same problem in Dirty Bomb now. But yeah, so they're going to just stop. Now, the reason for that, I'm not sure how many people know this, but the reason for that, I put this little stone gateway up here. The reason for that is because they got the Gears of War 4 contract. So they're making Gears of War 4 now, and that's become their priority, and they're going to focus the whole team on that. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm sure that's exactly what's happening. And so that's what's happening. So I've played a lot of Dirty Bomb, probably more than any other game. But the thing is it's designed wrong. They didn't get 2 cents out of me. And it's because, sure, it's free to play, but it's not designed properly. So I've never been motivated to put any money into it. And I'm a game developer. You think, oh, you know, I'd be wanting to support guys and making other games and stuff. But yeah, it's not going to happen. So, and I think that's happening a lot. And personally, I think that the design that we have for this game, which is better than free-to-play, is a much better model. Not only for the gamers, but for the company as well. I think we'll make a lot more money doing that. And you're not trying to beat everybody to pay. You're only rewarding the people that do pay. And the people that don't pay, there's no pay to win. So, which really sucks. So anyways, so there's my thoughts on that. Anyways, so I think that's it for today. I just wanted to kind of show that stuff off. And again, this is just a mock-up of what we're going to be making. So this new code base is going to come in. It's going to take us a few months to get back to where we are now. And of course, the map's just going to keep on developing. And what this is all about is creating these beauty shots so that we can show potential investors and publishers what we've got happening here, and then take the game to the next level. But yeah, it's a lot of work. But I gotta say, there isn't any other game that I run around in and say, I love this, but this I love. I really do. I love the speed. Henrique always says I should walk, but walking is boring. We'll find out what happens to him when he walks and I don't. Anyways. And I do like the rougher terrain here where, you know, you come over the hills and it's very surprising. He's laughing. Oh, there's more bumpies here. All right, so I got a whole bunch of bumpies to fix. Man, it's like a never-ending task. The lead programmer says, well, you shouldn't be doing that. We'll just do it with programming. But, yeah, that'll come later. So we did this in World Builder. World Machine? World Builder? World Machine. Why am I so mixed up? There's 2 programs. Oh, that's where that's the pop. Where that pops in and out. It actually works pretty smooth, that one. And then right down over here, there's actually 2 of them. If you watch me go through here. 1, 2. There's two loads right there. So I don't know how that happened, but I'll have to get that fixed. But now I got audio on the lake. I got all the plants. There's plants. If I go down the lake, you can see we don't have the water here yet. So I got all the plants down underneath the lake. And then there was plants in there that were giving us some huge lag error. So those have all been removed. Oh yeah, I remember playing with you. And the other top hat boys. Yeah, so I'm still playing Dirty Bomb. I've got almost 2,000 cases. So once we kind of get our multiplayer code in place for this and we start promoting it, I'm going to unbox those 2,000. And then in Quake Champions, God, I don't know, let's say 200 cases. I have no idea. I don't even pay attention to that. But I know I haven't opened cases for a long, long time. So there'll be a bunch there. So anyways, I think that's about it for today. Let's just push escape. Sometimes it stays where you are, and sometimes it does not. So make sure you go to iPlayMore.com, sign up for a video game test. And yeah, so So basically, the next few months, you're going to see updates to the level and all that kind of stuff. It's going to kind of look like the code is static, but it's not. And then suddenly, boom, we're going to have the new programming in place. And this is that predictive programming. And I'm surprised other game companies don't do it. And here's the thing. Crisis 1, regular programming. Crisis 2, predictive programming. Crisis 3, back to regular programming. And I'll tell you, as a player, I love playing with that predictive programming. And the lead programmer says, oh, well, there's little glitches, like sometimes you'll shoot a guy and hit the guy behind him. You know, the server will say you hit the guy behind him. Sometimes you'll shoot a guy, his health will go down and then back up again because the server said, oh, you missed. So, and I think for a first-person shooter, a regular game where you got 100 health and you're going to die and all that kind of stuff, it's a bit of a concern. But for a game like ours, it's designed for longer battles. And it's so funny because people play mobile and I go, how long is your battles? They go, about 15 minutes. I'm like, holy crap. You know, because when I first started doing the longer battle stuff, people were outraged. They're like, oh, well, you can't have a first-person shooter with longer battles. I'm like, well, of course I can. That's the way it's designed. Nothing's worse, and this is why I've quit a lot of games, like specifically Halo, is you spawn, some guy shoots you from across the map with a sniper rifle, you wait 25 seconds, you respawn, and then he does it again because 25 seconds have gone by. You totally forgot about that jerk, and he's just sitting there waiting for you to respawn again. And I just quit games like that because it's absolutely terrible design. Yes, I got people. I'm on 5 networks here, so there's people on Twitch. I've got a question coming in on YouTube. So, but anyways, that's it for today, guys. And if you missed this, go back and watch it. There's a lot going on here. But we've got some really great things happening going forward. And I'll tell you, here's the bottom line. We're still unfinanced. We're gearing up towards doing some private investment financing. Oh, it's Dutch. Okay. We've got some private investment that's confirmed, but we haven't been able to transfer the funds into our control yet. Thanks to U.S. banking policies. I think they're having a lot of issues sending money out of the country. So they're trying to slow that kind of stuff down. And... But I'm pretty excited. We're getting our presentation together, and we're going to be presenting. I think there's 4 of us, 5 of us, maybe even 6 of us that are going to be presenting. Depends on how many people I can talk into it. But we've got the whole system all arranged. So, but I'll tell you, I am so glad that we didn't bring investors in early because we really didn't have all the answers and all the facts. All the experience in place. And so I feel really positive about the decisions we're making now. And even little things like the predictive programming. Always wanted it, didn't know exactly what it is. And I mean, for you guys playing the game, it's going to be fantastic to play a game and not have any lag, not notice any lag. I was playing Crisis 2, and I was playing with people with 300 ping, and it was flawless. I'd have 80 ping, they'd have 300, and we could just play together like it was nothing. And they weren't quitting because of ping. Or we weren't trying to kick them because of ping. So, and I'm sure, under the hood, there was probably some issues going on. But I really think that those will be minimized with the game design that we have happening here. So, anyways, that's it for today. It's VindaCator saying thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, all that good stuff. We'll see you on the flip side. And I am...